Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well, and welcome to Page of H. I'm Hannah if you're new here, and I am so glad that you decided to click on today's video. Today I am going to be setting up my new Traveler's Notebook in the standard size. And as a disclaimer, I have never used ETN before. This is my first foray into the Traveler's Notebooks, and I was definitely influenced to purchase this guy. I've seen the TNs everywhere on Instagram, Pinterest, on YouTube, etc. So I knew that I wanted to include a TN into my lineup, but I had to justify it. I am planning on using the inserts in this notebook as my Commonplace book for this year, and I'm really excited about it. So let's go ahead and get started. Actually, I don't have a lot of time to film today, so I'm gonna try and get through the setup as quickly as possible. This did arrive last week, but I did not have a chance to set it up yet because I was waiting on a couple of things in the mail, and I was also really busy at work this week, and my birthday was yesterday, so we did a lot of celebrating. But I was waiting on some of these charms that I had ordered from both Etsy, and I believe this one is from the Tokyo Pen Shop. So I will include all relevant links down below, but aren't they just so adorable? I'm really excited. I know I'm not going to be using all three of these on this little elastic band. I may end up actually using one of these in my personal rings planner, but not sure yet. I do want to go ahead and show you the other inserts I did order. When you open this up, and I'm actually going to move my coffee real quick, my second cup of the day. When you open this up, I have this little card holder insert that I ordered from Amazon. I believe it is the Traveler's Notebook refill number 7. If I'm not mistaken. And I'm planning on just putting a couple of Polaroids and pictures and stickers in here to keep all those little bits and bobs. And this was the insert that I was waiting on, and it finally came. It is the refill number 5, and it is the free diary. So I'm not planning on using this insert as a journal. Instead, I will be using this as a Commonplace book for the year, and possibly if I end up liking the system, I will be ordering a couple of more once I fill this in entirely. What I like about the free diary insert is that because this is meant to be used as a daily journal or a daily diary, it has a pre-built index already in it. And I know that the 1 through 31 is meant to represent the 31 days in a calendar month. However, I'm planning on using these numbers as like entries. So every page is numbered per se. These are meant to represent the days of the month. However, I'm using them as numbered entries in this Commonplace book. There is a place for a title, which I love, and then you can also mark off the weeks in the month. As I was doing my research, I've been hearing that this paper is just really wonderful to write on, so I'm really excited to try it out. But that is how I plan on using this free diary. I will be marking the entries in this index. The second insert here came with the TN, and it is a blank notebook. And what I plan on doing for this insert is actually, I was inspired by a channel called Nadiaaplans, I believe. I will be linking her channel below. I watched a video in which she is setting up her own standard size traveler's notebook, and she talked about how she was going to be using this blank, one of those inserts, as like a scrapbook memory keeping journal for her kids. And I thought that was such a sweet idea. And I think I'm going to be doing the same for my son. I think I'm going to be using this as like a memory keeping scrapbooking journal for him. So now what I'd like to do is kind of do a very basic setup of these notebooks. I already kind of pulled out a couple things I may want to include. So I have this postcard of Yellowstone National Park that I want to maybe either tape inside or like glue on the cover or on the inside of one of these notebooks. I just love vintage postcards, so I do want to include this somewhere. I also created this 2025 label with my label maker. It just says 2025, And I think I'm going to be placing that right in the middle of my Commonplace book right here. I'm going to be speeding through the next part of this video just so that you don't have to watch me hesitate and taking the longest time to make decisions in setting this notebook up. But I hope you enjoy. So it's been about a week since I filmed the first part of this video. I'm so sorry that my phone died in the middle of filming. I did not get time to continue filming for the rest of the week. Thus, we are here a week later, but I'm excited to show you kind of the basic setup I landed with. This is still very much a work in progress. And before I open this notebook, I just want to mention that it is very late at night. So if my voice sounds extra scratchy, etc., or weird, I apologize. I just know I'm not going to get any time the rest of the week to film this, and I kind of want this video up ASAP because there are other videos that I'd like to film going for it. So if we, yeah, I landed on using this star charm for my TN. I think it's simple but so cute. And again, I did purchase this from the Tokyo Pen Shop, so I'll have that link posted below. But let's go ahead and open her up. Okay. So, as you can see, very much a work in progress still. I have a placeholder image of Agent Dale Cooper from Twin Peaks in here, just kind of as a placeholder until I can actually print out some Polaroids. I'm actually out of the Polaroid sticker paper, and so I'm waiting for that to come in. I also have a couple of washi stickers here that I am using a lot in this Commonplace book, and so I like it here for easy reference. But if we open up the first insert, you did get to see me setting this up in the first part of the video. As you can see, this is my color-coded key that I'm using for the year 2025. I'm on the fence about how dedicated I will be in using these categories. On the one hand, I think that using categories can be very limiting with entries. And at the same time, I'm somebody who thrives with structure, and it's nice having labels for everything and categories for everything. So it's been working for me so far, but I will let you know if that changes. Currently, the current categories I have at the moment are special interests, consumed media, beautiful words, miscellaneous bits and bobs, and personal reflections. And then the first page is just an index of my current entries. It's been working for me. I really do like how I can just quickly reference what pages I need to go to reference certain articles or whatever bits and bobs I've included here. So the first entry in my Commonplace book is a classic. It's an excerpt by Joan Didion from her essay on keeping a notebook. Highly, highly recommend. It's just, I think, a very appropriate first entry in a Commonplace or journal notebook. So that's what this is. And then I actually transcribed the entire article titled How David Lynch Became an Icon of Cinema by Richard Brody from The New Yorker. And when I read that he had died, I did a lot of reading, I looked up a lot of articles, a lot of tribute articles, and I viscerally remember how I felt watching Blue Velvet and Twin Peaks for the first time, and I think he is just genius. So I did copy in this entire article that you can find on The New Yorker if you're interested. And then I created this little insert using a screen cap, using screen caps from Twin Peaks. Agent Dale Cooper enters Twin Peaks for the first time, such an iconic scene with the quote on the back. But this has been so flimsy, and so I need to find a better way to add in additional papers and additional ephemera in here, because I've seen other people do it in their notebooks, and I think it's just a great way of adding in more information without having to put a post-it to cover information. And so I do have to find a better way to do that. But the article discusses sort of his legacy in terms of his filmography. It briefly touches on Twin Peaks, Blue Velvet, and Mulholland Drive, but definitely worth the read. I also love using my Commonplace book to write in lyrics to my favorite songs of the moment, what I'm listening to, what's on my playlist on Spotify. And I can definitely say for the first couple of weeks of February, I was putting Cat Stevens on repeat. And so here are the lyrics to Morning Has Broken, one of my favorite songs by him. And another tribute post, this one's by Kyle MacLachlan, and he posted this on his Instagram. And so I thought it was just a beautifully written tribute to David Lynch. So I copied that in. This page really just captures how I've been feeling for the first couple of weeks of February. We've been getting a lot of rain in Southern California, which is so needed. I'm so grateful for. And this painting by Otto Pippel, a German Impressionist painter, I think really just perfectly captures the overall feeling and mood. It's just evocative of what I've been feeling the last couple of weeks. And then seeing this painting immediately reminded me of one of my favorite poems by Longfellow, titled The Rainy Days. So I wrote that in here as well. Here are just a couple of words that I came across in the month of February so far. I like to kind of write in 3 words at a time, but I am somebody who loves enriching my vocabulary and expanding my vocabulary. I am fascinated by etymology. So some interesting words that I came across in the past couple of weeks. Solivigant, meaning there's 2 derivatives. If it's a noun, a solitary wanderer. As an adjective, it means rambling alone or marked by solitary wandering. So I think it's a beautiful word. Recogitate, this one was easier for me to, I had never seen the word before until coming across it, but I was able to figure out what it means because we see the roots. And then phosphenes, it means the light and colors produced by rubbing your eyes. It's often the visuals that you experience when you are rubbing your eyes. Anyway, and then I do include example sentences just to give me context of how they're used. Here in the next couple of pages, I copied in an article. It's actually like a health article. It's from the Annals of Medicine in the New Yorker, and it's titled, "Can the Human Body Endure a Voyage to Mars?" This is something that I'm actually like super interested in. Space exploration is a topic that I'm fascinated by. I love science fiction, speculative fiction, and so apart from my own personal like obsession with this topic, I'm also teaching an argumentative unit in my English classes. And the essential question is, should we be using valuable resources on space exploration? And it's just getting my students to be thinking about how relevant this topic is in 2025. And so it's been really fascinating to see their thoughts in light of like SpaceX and Blue Origin and all of that. So I am kind of like, I definitely copied in the majority of this article and then kind of highlighted some key quotes that I found very interesting. And then of course, as I was reading this and writing this in, anytime I think of the word Mars, I can never separate it from David Bowie. Instantly, I was thinking of Life on Mars, it being one of my favorite songs. I had to then go ahead and write in the lyrics to the song on this page here. Another great one who is no longer with us, one of my top like inspirations. And then I came across a post on Pinterest titled 36 Habits That Are Slowly Killing You. And I did write in all 36 habits, and then I highlighted the ones that were really relevant to me personally. And then I decided to like kind of reflect on those habits on the back of this like Filofax insert. And so because it's a little bit more private than I'm used to sharing, I decided to cover that. Yeah, so I just kind of use washi tape and it's okay. And then I have a complete spread on one of my favorite artists, Bon Iver. And this is an article I came across on Pitchfork announcing his upcoming album, Sable Fable, that's dropping in April. It's definitely a follow-up to his EP Sable from last, I think, October or September. I think it says here. No, but late last year, he released an EP with 4 of the songs that are going to be on this upcoming album. So I am very excited for that. I wrote in the track list down here, and then I actually wrote in the lyrics to one of my favorite tracks on that EP, Speyside. Love this song. I think it is just stark and simple. I'm getting really like, I get earthy vibes from it, and haunting in its like exploration of like regret and loss. And in any case, just beautiful words. And then I came across, while I was listening to this track, I was on Pinterest and then I came across this post, which I think originated on Tumblr just based on the look of it. But it reads, "Blue is a mysterious color, hue of illness and nobility, the rarest color in nature. It is the color of ambiguous depth, of the heavens and of the abyss at once. Blue is the color of the shadow side, the tint of the marvelous and the inexplicable, and of desire." Beautiful quote in and of itself, but it was like instantaneously when I came across that while listening, I just like, it connected for me. It felt very reflective of the song itself. I feel like it just perfectly like captured the overall feelings of the song and of the music video. Yeah, I don't know. It spoke to me. A couple of other words that I came across this past week: ludic, orphic, veridity. All beautiful words. Another special interest article. This one is actually an article written by Ida B. Tarbell titled Women in Journalism. If you're unfamiliar, Ida B. Tarbell was a well-known female journalist in the late, her work was well known in the late 1880s to like the early 1910s. I started doing a lot of research for a book idea I have about women in journalism, what women's roles were in the newspaper world, specifically in the 1930s. And so I've started compiling data and doing my research, and it's been really thrilling. And that pretty much is what I have so far in my Commonplace journal. I've already used up 24 pages of this free diary insert, but I do get like the second half, which is another 31 pages. I will say I have been absolutely loving this insert, and I think that the paper is wonderful. As you can see, I have tested a lot of different pens on this paper, and I think apart from one, all of them have done really well. I'm just going to do a final flip for you so you can see from start to finish what it looks like so far. So that is it, and I hope you enjoyed seeing me set up this standard TN and doing a little mini flip through of the month so far. If you have any specific questions about anything that I showed in this video, please leave them below and I will respond as soon as I am able to. Thank you again so much for hanging out with me tonight. It is late, but I definitely enjoyed filming this for you, and I'm hoping to film another video for you soon. So I will catch you in the next one. Bye.